So now we're going to talk about links. Links, what we've been doing so far is keeping links the way that they are. So if, let's say you go to a website, actually, I'm not even going to do that. I am just going to go ahead and create my own link. And to create your own link, you would basically just use the ahref, and I'm actually going to put on the top of my page. So it's ahref equals, and then mail2 email at yahoo.com or whatever, and then whatever you want them to click, and then close a tag. So that is a link. And if I save and then refresh, and I just hit refresh, you see on the very top, I still have just back. I'm actually made everything a link. That's interesting. That is because I forgot a quote. So now if I save and refresh, now we just have that link up on top. And, you know, what we've been doing so far is just leaving the link the way it is. It is the default colors. So it's always going to be blue and underlined. You can actually change what the links look like. It doesn't have to be blue and underlined even. We can make it so that it doesn't have the underline. Well, to do that with cascading style sheets, you would do this code here. It's the A because, again, we just created a link using the A tag. Well, it would be A and then a colon. And then if you wanted to change the link color, well, then you would just put link. But then there's also visited, and then there's hover. Now hover is if you hover over the link, it actually changes. So if I were to go into the page, well, the mouse pointer changes. And actually we can still do that. I believe it was on a previous chapter or maybe a future chapter. But if you hover over it, you can actually see that that there's a change. But you can also with CSS change it with the code. Now let me go ahead and copy this code here. And it's completely fine that you do that. But you're just going to have to change parts of it. So let me go ahead and copy it. I'm going to paste it, and notice how I'm putting it inside of the style tags, which is inside of the head tags. Okay, and let me just do a bit of indentation. Okay, so the link, typically it's blue, so I'm actually going to change it to something else so we can see it change. So if I change it to green, and let me just make more space so it's easier for you to see, save, and then I refresh, well, now my links are all going to be green. Visited, and visited is when you click on a link and you've already been there. That's the color that it's going to be, but it's not going to work for me at this point because I just did a generic link. And also know that this could be a link to a page in your site. It could be a link to an external page. It could be any one of those. So anyway, it's just any link. Now, if you do a hover, now we already did that. We assigned it red and bold. So now if I hover over it, the actual link changes. And that's actually a really cool part of cascading style sheets because there's so many things that you can change the hover to. Even these boxes here, you can hover on it and have it change. So and you can even make it so that it looks like an animation that it's moving. So there's some really cool stuff you can do with cascading style sheets. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the links. The A link, the visited link. Now, if I were to click it, it may still do something. It may still actually have the gray as the color after it's been visited. Okay, so it opened up an email. I'm going to close it. And yeah, it's still green. So yeah. But you'll see when you create the pages, and to tell you the truth, typically when you create websites, you're not just going to have one page like we do in class. You're going to have multiple pages. So you're going to have one page that links to another page that links to another page. And when you do that on your own site, then you'll see that the color would have been changed. So that's it for links.